We're heading up to Mount Titlis. This is an outstanding half-day trip out of Lucerne. You take this scenic train ride from Lucerne to the little village of Engelberg, up into the mountains, passing meadows with wildflowers, and then for part of the train ride, it goes up on what's called the rack. It's a rack railway. Here's the gear that's found usually underneath the train car, and then there's the rack. It's between the two normal rails. This is for a very steep incline. Very steep. You can see you can lean all the way over here when you're riding up in the train. It's too steep for steel-on-steel wheels, normal friction traction. It doesn't work at this kind of an angle, and thus the rack. You go pretty slow, and you get a good look at the forest going by as you gain altitude in a hurry. We're going higher and higher, following along this little stream bed, up through the mountain valley, heading towards the village of Engelberg, on our way up to Titlis. There you can see Titlis up in the distance. It just takes about 1 hour overall to get from the town of Lucerne up into this mountainous terrain. And then you ride the cable car up to the top of the mountain. Actually, it's 3 different cable cars that you ride, changing at stations along the way up to the top. And this journey is really worth it because when you get up there, you're going to see a lot of snow. You're going to see mountain peaks all around you. And this was in that spring season that had a lot of snow, and we saw skiers coming down. Normally in the summertime, those fields are covered with grass, and you don't see any skiers in the summer. But here in the early spring, it's loaded. This was a very nice time to travel because it really wasn't that cold. Of course, sure, when you get up on the snowy mountaintop, it's pretty chilly, just about freezing. But the towns that we're visiting were all comfortable temperatures in the 60s and 70s. Very nice time to travel. From Titlis, you have a great view looking right into the Bernese Oberland. On a good day, you can see the Jungfrau from here. You can see peaks in all directions. It's a flying saucer, and it's going to spin us around. So hang on. This hook just pulls you to the top, and then it automatically lets you go. This flying inner tube is a new feature they've added up on the top of Mount Titlis, and there's no extra charge for it. And then you go spinning down. Woo boy. Whoa. 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 Wow. It's wild and fast. Oh, you gotta hang on. Yo! It's a wild and snowy little ride. An example of soft adventure here up in the mountains of the Swiss Alps. Back down on the same cable cars and then into our hotel, and we're on the road. We're leaving town. We've had 2 days in Lucerne and it's really been splendid. We have our own private reserved car on the Swiss train that's going to take us north to Paris. This is a very scenic ride. We're going through Switzerland, we're passing some nice lakes, and then eventually we'll come across Lake Geneva. There we change trains and take the TGV, the high-speed train, on up to Paris. It gives us a lovely final look at Switzerland. Switzerland is always a big hit with people on the trip because it's sort of a break in between the intensity of Italy and the big cities of Paris and London. So this lush green landscape gives us a chance to clean out our minds and enjoy the beautiful pastoral scenery. Take some exciting pictures along the way as well. And whenever you're on those Swiss trains, you can feel comfortable and relaxed and calm, knowing that it's Swiss engineering at its best. Then in the station, we came across a little concert of the Harp of Paraguay.
Música del Paraguay, Paraguay.
Música
Sí.
Paraguay.
It's truly a special and beautiful sound, unique to the nation, the tiny landlocked South American nation of Paraguay. Continuing on to the TGV, we'll be going 165 miles an hour, and you can have a hot meal at your seat.
Looks mighty good.
You have to taste it and see how,
On
yeah.
the TGV.
Yes, tell us how it tastes.
Yeah.
Oh, it's excellent. Très bien.
Excellent.
Yeah, très bien. Very good.
Good.
Just like a restaurant, except we're going 140 miles an hour.
You can also bring your own lunch on board if you'd rather, or eat in the little snack bar.